In this video, we are going to talk about what is the role of a data analyst and what does he do on a day-to-day basis. So if you're in for this, let's get into it right now. Hello friends, in this video I'm going to be talking about what a data analyst does on a day-to-day basis. So if you are going to be joining a company as a data analyst soon or anytime in the future, this is what you should be expecting. So whenever you go in as a data analyst, the first thing that they would give you would be to figure out how you can extract the data. Now, there are so many ways to extract data. Sometimes people do programming, so it would basically be setting up some SQL queries or on Python or on R, and your goal is basically like extracting the data, and it's a specific piece or a specific slice of the data that you're pulling in, because that's what everyone wants to know. So that would basically contain some dimensions and some metrics. Dimensions are anything which are non-numerical, and metrics are everything that's numerical. So data extraction would be your first thing that you would be introduced to. The second thing would be how you can manipulate and visualize the data. So this is based on your experience, whether if you do have experience working with data visualization tools. Some companies have their own tools that they use. So in that case, you would actually have to learn those tools, and that learning curve could take a month, could take 2 months, depending on how skilled and how fast of a learner you are. And then the third skill would be analysis. So in analysis, you would be required to go over the charts that you have created and pinpoint any anomaly that's there in the data. So it could be a good anomaly or it could be a bad anomaly. So anything, if it's like a lift that you're showing, that this went up, my cost per click went down, or my click-through rate went up. So these are all different metrics where you'd have to go a little deep down. So you'd be basically working with different dimensions and figuring out what was that specific segment that brought my metric up or that brought my metric down. And then finally would be creating the report. So reports are usually companies do have their own templates that they use, and those templates, so you would have to follow those templates. So if you're going in as a data analyst, this would be your day-to-day role that you would be doing. And from my experience, I would recommend that if whenever you join a company as a data analyst, just make sure to learn what their current reporting template looks like. So ask about previous reports that the other analyst or the other people who have worked on this project have done. So in that way you get an idea of what kind of reports you'd be making. And moving forward, you would basically have to match up to that current standard of reporting. And if you're able to match up to that current standard of reporting, and you do get like a few months with the learning curve, fitting into the company, fitting into the culture and all of that. So if you're able to match that, your first expectation is met. That is, when you were hired as a data analyst, you were able to do the job properly. And then moving down the line, this is where your skills actually come into picture. So once you do get comfortable working with data, fitting into the team, fitting into the culture, that's when you have to do a little bit more to go above and beyond. And how you go above and beyond is basically spending more time with the data and finding those minute little details which are usually overlooked when somebody was creating that report. And your main goal is to produce insights and not noise. Now, guys, remember this fact. Something that could be an insight for you might be noise for your manager. So your goal is to create insights for your manager, not for yourself. So this is how you should be looking forward whenever you're going into a data analyst role. This is what I've learned. I made some mistakes and this is where I'm at. And if I have to go into a company, this is how I'll tackle it. So if you did like this video, please subscribe to my channel because I'll be producing a lot of more content around these lines. I am creating a specific data analyst series which will be coming real soon. So consider subscribing, and I am also putting in my LinkedIn link. So just so you know what my credentials look like, that is also in the description below. And I will see you on the other side.